All right, guys. So tonight I wanted to do something a little different. Normally, whenever we get on Zoom, it's more of like a training or like a how-to, that sort of thing. But tonight I wanted to do something inspirational. Um, I just think it's very, very important for us to fill our cups up, not just with trainings, but also to hear each other's stories because we all come from different backgrounds. We've all had different stories from the past and with our It Works journey. So, it's always good to know that we're not the only ones going through something. And also to say, hey, if she can do it, I can do it. So anyway, Sam has been with me for almost 2 years, a little over,
2 years
a little over a
in
year and a half, right?
2 years in February.
Yeah, that's awesome. And she has been a rock star since, well, not since she very first joined, but and we'll get to hear all about that. But she's definitely a rock star now and has become one of my best friends in this business. And that's just another amazing thing, that has came about with this business. So yeah, I'm going to turn that over to you so you can share a little bit about your story and kind of how you got started and why and that sort of thing.
Okay. Well, hi, I'm Samantha. There's a lot of faces on here I don't know, so it's nice to meet y'all all. Basically, I had joined, well, first I was actually a loyal customer, and I think I always forget that. I always forget that I was a loyal customer before I signed up, but I had put on weight during my pregnancy. I'd put on about 85 pounds. I was huge, 203 pounds, and I'm only 5'1", so it was pretty scary. And I saw me and Brittany had known each other previously because we had worked together, so we were already friends on Facebook. I ended up signing up as a loyal customer for wraps and stretch mark cream, and I had great results. And then I kept seeing her post about $500 bonus and something about a ruby, and I had no clue what she was talking about whatsoever. I mean, I'm telling y'all, even after I signed up, I still had no clue what. For all I knew, she had a store that you could have gone in to buy wrap. Like, I still had no clue what this was. So I was a single mom, am a single mom, and I was looking for a way to make more money without taking more time away from my daughter. I was waitressing at my family's restaurant full time. And I mean, when I tell y'all full time, like, I feel like as a server, full time to us is like 5 shifts a week. No, I was 40 plus hours a week, which is a lot for a server to be working. And I had to, though. I moved back home with my parents right before I had my daughter, which was very humbling and very hard for me to do because I'm so independent, in my soul. But I knew for my daughter, I just couldn't do it on my own. Austin, Texas is a very expensive place to live. So I knew that I needed to, do something. I knew I needed to do something. So I signed up to join in February of, 2014. Yeah, I signed up in February of 2014, and like I said, I was a loyal customer, but I still had no clue what this was. I didn't even open up my business builder kit for a couple months probably. And that literally, y'all, I had to know everything about the business. Like, I had to know everything before I even posted, before I even signed up. I remember going over to Brittany's house with like a binder and notes, and I was like, what, Brittany? You're muted. You're muted, Brittany.
Okay, so you came to my house at least 3 or 4 different times and brought Zoe and just like hung out and we talked about the business, but you like had to know every fine line, every read between the line, like, well, what does this mean? Well, what is this? And you know absolutely everything before you started. So, and that was like really scary for me as a distributor. I had just started like actually working the business. So I was still kind of like, I'm not really sure. So, but yeah, Sam came to the house several times because she had to know every little detail.
Yeah.
Okay,
I had to know everything. Like, I wanted to know what PBV, BV, GV, like, I wanted to know what all that was before I even signed up. It was crazy because I would never, if somebody wanted to know all that now before signing up, I'd be like, I'm not going to get into that with you. We're not discussing that until after you sign up. And I was just, because I knew that I wanted to do this, but I'm the kind of person where I'm like, okay, if I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do it. And I don't want to, start this and then not know what I'm doing and fail and blah, blah, blah. I was very nervous, y'all. I was so nervous. I didn't want to post on Facebook. I didn't want to, I was very worried about what people would think about me. I was very skeptical of myself. I didn't want to build a team. I thought, I got to get really good at signing loyals first. Like that was something that I thought. I was like, I have to get really good at signing loyals, and then I have to get really good at that before I even think about like getting distributors. I had no clue what I was doing, y'all. And it took me a couple months probably before I even did my first Facebook post. And I regret it so much. It took, a couple paychecks for me to realize like, okay, maybe there's something to this posting on Facebook business, because I'm seeing these paychecks and that's just not going to cut it. So, yeah, I started working the business. I got back with Brittany a couple more times to be like, okay, now it's time, now that I've signed up, now we got to talk about this posting stuff. And honestly, I will tell y'all this, what really happened for me with the whole posting thing was, yes, I was scared about what people would think. And y'all, I made every excuse in the book. I was too busy. I was a single mom, and, I was trying to go work out, and I was trying to pick up extra shifts, and I was trying to, go out I was still trying to have a social. I mean, I was just making excuse after excuse after excuse as to why I didn't have time to work this business, as to why I didn't have, whatever. So finally, I think I just had a moment where, I needed to make money, and that was just that. I had no more options. I knew that I didn't want to live at my parents' forever. I had goals. I had to do something, and this was my answer because I had already signed up, so I'm doing it, right? And I think that what really changed it for me was whenever I decided to kind of, get on YouTube was a big thing for me. Whenever I got on YouTube and I started watching all sorts of videos on posting and what a loyal customer conversation should be, and just everything, like Jade Hooper and all of those amazing people that make so many YouTube videos, that is what really was a big aha moment for me. That was whenever I was like, okay, I know what I'm supposed to do. I get it now. I get it. It was really a big aha moment for me. So I started working the business. I started, posting, and then it was funny because I think I would still go over to Brittany's and I would be like, I'm doing something wrong, like I'm not doing something right. I don't know what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Like, and she kept just telling me like, just keep posting, just do this. Like, you're doing everything right. And I was like, I think I'm doing something wrong. Blah, 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 blah. But I didn't quit. I just kept posting. And, one day it was like with nobody liking or commenting or messaging me or anything. Finally, one day messages started coming in from friends, and I started, signing some loyals and everything. And then, gosh, where do we go from here? I got my, first couple of distributors, and y'all, once I got boxed in for executive, I remember I was like, I got boxed in for executive, and I just remember it was like, move over, like, I got this now, you know what I mean? I think that first month, before 2 distributors even got their kits, like, in the mail, I had already ranked executive. I just was like, just ran, you know what I mean? And I will tell y'all that the biggest thing was, I signed so many loyals that month, and I remember it was because I finally went back and followed up with everyone in the past that I didn't want to bother and I didn't want to bug them. I finally was like, I'm boxed in for something, like, I'm getting a promotion. Who cares to bother them? I'm going to ask them. And then it was like, I started following up, and then they all started ordering, and it was really great. And I think my executive promotion was probably to this day still the most exciting. I was so proud of myself. It was so exciting for me. But so I went executive, and then I had started working the business. That was whenever the cruise came out last year. And I wasn't even caring about the cruise at all. I didn't even know how to check for points. I didn't know how you earned points. I didn't know anything, guys. Like, literally, I remember Brittany had started some group to get people on the cruise, and they were doing something with a purse. Like, we could have won a purse, and I wasn't even checking that group. I was like, oh, nobody, like, I'm not going to get that. You know what I mean? Like, that's for, like, triple diamonds, like, and above. Like, that's for, the people that are doing all those crazy big things in this company. Like, I'm not worried about the cruise. I'm just trying to get Ruby, right? And so I ended up, that was whenever I was being super, super consistent. I was signing people. I started building a team. I started, really plugging in and doing things like that, doing the things that Brittany kept telling me to do in the beginning that I wasn't doing. I finally started to do them. And then I remember it was like a week before the cruise, Brittany said something, and she said, well, you might be able to, I think I had gone Ruby, and she's like, you probably have a chance to get on the cruise. And I was like, no, I don't think so. Like, I don't even think I have that many points. I don't know. I haven't been checking it. I remember she told me how to check my points. And she was like, Sam, and I think I had already had like over 7,000 points. And she was like, you qualify for a half cabin. And I was like, wait, what? And she was like, if you go, like, because I think I was about to go Ruby, or I just went Ruby. And she was like, if you go Emerald this month and you make her Ruby and her Ruby, then you're definitely getting on the cruise. And I was like, I'm going to get on this cruise. Like, with literally like 4 days left in the month, I decided to double promote, and it was nuts. But I did it, and it was amazing and so exciting. And I ended up getting a full cabin on the cruise, which was really cool. And then conference came around. By then, I was super, super committed to the business. I was in full force, and I was boxed in for diamond, went to conference, came back, got the double good diamond bonus. And then a couple months later, went double and got the good diamond bonus. And now I'm just racing Brittany to triple. But yeah, that's basically it. I guess Brittany wanted me to tell a couple of things that had happened along the way. Like, Brittany, what?
I know you're going to do that. Okay, so whenever you first started, let me just say this. Don't ever give up on a distributor that signs up and doesn't do anything. Because now, Sam signed up in February. I think she didn't start working the business until like the end of May. And by that point, honestly, I had kind of checked her off. Like, I had other girls that were signing loyals and signing distributors and that were like really wanting this and actually working. So I kind of pushed her to the back burner a little bit. And then, I reached out to her and said, hey, we have a BOGO going on, because I knew how much she loved the wraps anyway. So I was like, well, if you're not going to sign anybody, then at least you can buy, like, what the heck? So I reached out to her, and she was like, okay. And then I think she came over, and that's whenever she started signing people. So I guess my whole point behind that is, don't give up on anybody that you sign and they aren't working. Because you never know when is their time to actually start. Maybe they signed up, a little too premature, and they can't do it.
Yeah, and I think that, a big thing that I like to tell people for me is whenever I did join, and I tell people, I really do believe that this business saved me. I joined, and I was in a really bad place. I was really depressed. I wasn't even getting on Facebook that much at all, because I was just starting a really, really, really ugly custody battle with my ex. My baby was like maybe 6 months old. I just was not wanting, I didn't have anything positive to say. So I didn't want to get on Facebook. I had just deleted a bunch of people. in this business, it forced me to be positive, and it forced me to go out. It forced me to make friends. And so that it really did. And it made me focus on something else other than everything that was negative going on around me. This business was like a new baby to me. It gave me something to focus on that I knew could make me money, make me healthy, give me my body back, make me money. And it was just the answer to all of my problems, because what are our problems? We're not where we want to be physically, we're uncomfortable with ourselves, or financially, whatever it is. It was the answer. So I just threw myself into this business, y'all. And when I tell you, it was me staying up, which I'm a night owl, but I don't watch TV anymore. I don't watch TV. I started, watching the YouTube videos, and these are things that I took upon myself to do because I really wanted to learn more about being successful.
Who are your favorite people to watch on YouTube? Like, who did you learn? Who do you think
So obviously, I feel like Jade Hooper is everyone's like first. Whenever you first discover Jade Hooper, you're just like, oh my God, and she probably has the most videos out there. So I'm subscribed to her. Jocelyn Yates does some YouTube video, or she does some Periscopes, I guess, and she'll put them on YouTube. So Jade Hooper, Jocelyn Yates, Courtney Lavey has a couple. Who else has a lot of YouTube videos that I like? Honestly, I would go to Cammie Dempsey. I would go to her YouTube channel, and I would watch those videos. And I just kind of started, I feel like I kind of would see maybe a Zoom with someone, and then I would start stalking their YouTube channel. And then, Amanda Pruitt, that's another one. She's really good. Mm-hmm. So there's so many, you just find who you like, and who. Periscope now is kind of like my YouTube, I guess. Carrie Bauer, I think, is the number one like Periscoper, mainly because she Periscopes so often. But so does Amanda Pruitt, Jade Hooper. They're all on Periscope too, so that's something that I definitely tell all my newbies to get on. But there's so much that I feel like I did that really, I remember that whenever I did that call, something that whenever Amy had interviewed me, she kept asking, I've hit road bumps, I've hit ruts, I've had, times where I felt like, oh, my cold market is out, or whatever, my warm market's done, whatever, and it really wasn't. And I always went back to what Amy had pointed out was I always went back to Brittany. I always went back to my sponsor. I always went back and said, okay, which I still do this. I mean, hello, just a couple weeks ago, I went over to Brittany's and was like, okay, I need, a kick in the butt. I need, because I feel like I'm getting in a little bit of a rut and I'm not, putting up with it. So I still do this, guys, even as a double diamond, I'm still doing this. And it was something so important as, Brittany back in the day, she said, well, are you adding friends to your Facebook? That was something that I did not want to do. I think that you have this, well, I don't want to add strangers to my Facebook, and I don't want to, I don't know what I was thinking, but that was a big thing. So finally I started adding friends to my Facebook. Now it's more about maybe boosting posts, getting on a business page and boosting posts, or reaching out to people. That was something that I was really nervous to do. Now I'm starting to, or not starting to, I've been doing it for a little bit now, but if somebody's on my dream team list, I will reach out to them and I will tell them. And even if they've told me no, at least I planted a seed. And if they ever change their mind, they're going to come back to me because they know that I want them. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm trying to think. Conference, going to those events, going to One Team, One Missions, getting on the calls. That's something that I'm really big about now. Getting on the Zooms, of course, the calls, getting to conference, going to green carpet, all of those things. I feel like what changed my business, guys, was whenever I decided, as Sarah Rankin says, like, you get over yourself, whenever I really decided to get over myself and I was okay with being that crazy rap lady out of all of my friends, that was whenever my business really exploded. And I know that so many people, I feel like there's so many girls on my team that would be absolutely amazing if they would just get over themselves personally. But, we're working on it. I didn't want to be that girl. But whenever I became that girl and I was like yelling it at the top of my lungs everywhere I went that I sell skinny wraps and they would be like, oh, you do what works. And I'm like, yeah, you want some wraps? Whenever it's like I made it fun. I made fun of myself. I had fun with it. And people started to see that I was taking it more seriously because I owned it. You know what I mean? Like I started really, really, really owning it, wearing my gear. I started showing that I'm signing and building my team and I'm signing loyals and I'm doing this and I'm all in. That's whenever my business changed, was whenever I started to own the fact that I'm that crazy rap lady and I'm proud. I think that was a big turning point for me. And now, I have those people coming to me that say, well, I have a lot of girls on my friends list that, do it works, but I'm coming to you because you seem the most successful or you seem the most, dedicated. I think I could maybe, even loyal customers have told me just recently. One said, I just want to do business with somebody I trust. And I don't know her. I don't know who she is, but I've been friends with her for like 2 years now. So she trusts me. We've never met in person. She said that she wants to do business with someone that she trusts. So she's coming to me. So I think that that's really important too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so I know, but I want you to share with everybody else. Whenever I told you that you had a half cabin and that you could get a whole cabin, and this was like 3 days before the end of the month, before the deadline. Mm-hmm. What did you do with those 3 days? Like, what did you do? Promote yourself.
So I think that like I said, following up, guys, is such a big thing. I think that a lot of us don't want to do it because you don't want to bug people. But here's the thing. It's like the people that I started to follow up with would finally say like, oh my God, I was just about to message you, or I've been meaning to message you. I just get so busy, and then they would end up ordering. And then I honestly started reaching out to my warm market, but the people that maybe you don't think of automatically. Like I was reaching out to, my daughter, I signed up my baby daddy, y'all. Okay. Like legit, like I think we probably hated each other at the time, but I was like, you need some damn confianza and you're going to buy this. Okay. And I signed up his mom. I signed him up as a loyal. I signed his mom as a loyal. I signed up my best friend that I never wanted to like ask, it's like I kind of felt like she should just ask to be a loyal, or she should ask or like say like, oh, I'll support you, but of course she never did. And so finally I was like, well, you still sign up as a loyal, so and she was like, of course. And I was just like, hello, where have you been for 5 months or whatever? So I signed up, like my aunts and my uncles and my cousins that, I was, like I said, guys, my warm market that I thought was dead, it was so far from dead. I just, you can't be scared to reach out to these people. And like I said, I think at the time that was, I was in a place where people really started to see that I was, my business was changing. I started building a team. I was starting to take it more seriously. So they were almost like wanting to support it because they were just like, you've been working so hard at this. Like, I can tell, like, yes, I will sign up as a loyal. You know what I mean? I think that posting, of course, I started posting like an absolute mad woman. Like, literally, when I tell you, I would actually like set my alarm, guys. I mean, okay, y'all don't know me, but I do not wake up early at all, guys. And I was like setting my alarm at like 6 a.m. to wake up, to start posting and to start like watching videos. I don't even know what I was doing, but it was business related. Like literally, I just started to be obsessed with this business, which, I mean, I don't know. I think another thing that I did was really, I worked at a restaurant and I started to talk about the business with like my coworkers, you know, and my customers. You know, I was using the products. I've always been a product of the product. Even whenever I wasn't working this business, guys, I still ran an auto ship. Like, because I just kept it whenever I signed up, and I just never turned it. I probably didn't even know how to turn it off. I probably didn't even know that I was running one. I just like literally, so I was always a product of the products. I started, you know, selling wraps to my tables at Cajun, but then I would, you know, I would sell them, and then the next time I would see them, I would say, oh, you liked it? Okay, awesome. Let's sign you up as a loyal. Like, I was just so much more, guys. I was so much more determined and focused, I guess is all I can really say. You know, adding friends, posting consistently, being genuinely excited, y'all, because I was genuinely excited. I definitely stayed up later, woke up earlier. You know, I put in those hours, guys. I put in that grind time I remember, it's funny because looking now at my time hop at this time, like last year, and my posts yesterday, one of them was, you know, whenever you look up from your phone and it was like, and I made this post, guys, at like 12:30 at night, and I posted it on Facebook, and it was like, whenever you are on your couch all day long working from your phone and you look up and you realize it's still on the Sprout channel that you put on for your kid at 9 a.m. And it was like, literally, I remember sitting there on the couch with my phone in my hand from like 9 a.m. to like 10 p.m. I mean, I was just obsessed, you know, but it took me busting butt for a, you know, period of time to really get that schedule or understand that consistency, and then plant those seeds, and then those seeds started to sprout, you know, and I finally started to do my steps to success consistently. And that's whenever the paycheck just started to grow. People want to say that this is our slow time, but during this slow time last year, I was consistently doing my steps to success. I always did my steps to success once I started doing them. It took me a couple months, but my paycheck continued to grow. I'll put it to y'all that way. My paycheck continued to grow through January. It never went down.
Yeah, and you were actually able to quit your waitressing job as well.
Yeah. So after conference in February, I was able to move out. That was a big thing. So I went on the cruise, and I hit Emerald, okay? And my big goal was to make like the $500 a month, you know, because I was like, if I can make $500 a month, then I can move out and get an apartment with me and my daughter, like a crappy apartment. And if I can, you know, work as many hours at Cajun as I need to, and if I'm on WIC and I have food stamps, like I should be able to like struggle, but like I'll totally be okay with that. You know what I mean? Like I was like planning to like struggle and like be that, like I would be happy if I just had like a crappy apartment, right? So I was Emerald, and I had gotten on the cruise, and actually right before I left for the cruise, I ended up moving out of my parents as an Emerald, which I was still working full-time at the time. So I had that income, you know, I was still waiting tables. So I had that happening. But then I moved out, got my own apartment. It's a nice apartment, y'all. It's really nice. It's not crappy. And I don't even think I qualify for food stamps or WIC anymore. So I haven't messed with that in a while. But I went on the cruise. I came back, and that was in December. Went to conference in January. Came back, and I went diamond. Went to conference in February. Came back, went diamond. And after I went diamond, I quit my job. And, you know, I felt like it was maybe a risk, you know. I was at a point in my business where I was like, okay, I'm barely making enough to like just cover bills. You know what I mean? It was a risk, y'all, but it put myself, I feel like I put myself in a situation to where I was like, I'm not going to fail, you know, because this is going to be my only option. You know, Carrie Bauer talks about what motivates you. It's what are you going to, is it pulling or pushing or something like that? And it was, you know, is your goal or what you are getting what you want. You know, if I wanted to quit my job, I wanted to do this. That's what motivated me in the beginning. But then, you know, 2 free cruises, $35,000 in bonuses. You know, I have a great paycheck now. All of this stuff, now that I have it, it's like what motivates me is the fear of not having it. What motivates me is the fear of not being able to stay at home with Zoe. You know what I mean? That's what motivates me now. And of course, my team motivates me. You know, somebody had at the training I went to with Ashley St. Clair, it was a question part of it. And somebody said, how do you get someone like a leader that kind of lost their why? Like, and Ashley St. Clair said, well, what about her team's whys? And he said, and Ashley St. Clair said, you know, I'm a millionaire. Not much really has to motivate, like, she's like, I can have everything I want. She said, but what motivates me to work really hard every day is that single mom that I signed, you know, a couple weeks ago that I really want to, you know, help build her paycheck. And she's like, I'll get out of bed and I'll, you know, make sure I'm posting and working my business for her. And so that really kind of touched me, you know, it really kind of tugged at my heart a little bit thinking about that, because I know that I've signed some people in the past couple months that I really want to, you know, see. I'm like, okay, you know, I want you to know what this business can do and I want y'all to see it. So, yeah, I forgot. I totally lost my train of thought. Sorry.
No, you're good. Okay, so I don't want to make this too long because I know everybody has kids and other stuff that they have to do. But so go over really fast, kind of like what you do, like what is a daily. What did you do when you were working? And then how do you, now that you're not working full time, you're doing this full time, kind of what is your daily schedule like? What do you make sure that you get done every day? And then, you know, the extras.
Yeah. So I think whenever I worked full time and I was super, super busy, I think that I would, you know, of course, posting is always a must. I did use Buffer in the beginning whenever we first found out about it to schedule my posts, because y'all, as a waitress, I literally could not post. Like, people want to say like, oh, I work all day so I can't post, and I'm like, you're on your phone while you work. I literally could not be on my phone. So posting, I kept consistent because I would wake up in the morning and before I did anything, I would post. And then getting me and Zoe ready for the day. And then maybe I would like take her to, you know, a babysitter. I would post after I dropped her off with a babysitter on the way to work. And then, or I would start to like follow up or, you know, whatever. I would send a message to somebody or something like that. So posting was always a must for me. Bathroom breaks, if I had, you know, 5 seconds to go pee while I was waiting on tables, I did that. I would take my phone with me and I would post or I would follow up or something like that. I think that honestly, they said, you know, somebody said, stop saying the word sacrifice, because I used to say, well, I sacrificed watching TV and I sacrificed, you know, that extra hour of sleep, but it was investing. You know, I invested that time into my business. I, you know, stopped going, like, I remember it was Halloween and one of my friends was like, oh my God. And she was actually a distributor at the time. And she was like, come to the Halloween party with me, blah, blah, blah. And I was thinking, it's the last day of the month. Like, if you think that I'm going to go to a Halloween party, yeah, I was like, if you think I'm going to go to a Halloween party, like, you're crazy, because it's month end and my butt is working. So it was like I sacrificed, you know, the Halloween party to go and have drinks, do that kind of stuff. But, yeah, I guess posting was always a big thing for me that I did when I was working. I was, you know, I wouldn't make excuses, y'all. I would take Zoe with me to go meet with new distributors. I would bring her. I mean, I remember Virginia. I think she's on here. I mean, Zoe, the first time I went over to Virginia's, I think we were there until 1 a.m. And poor Zoe just like ended up crawling into my lap on the floor, and like I gave her a bottle, and she was just like, all right, mom, like I'm just gonna literally lay on the carpet here in the corner and put myself to sleep because it's now midnight and I'm still here and awake, you know. And I just brought her some toys. Like I just didn't make excuses. My mom would give me a hard time about being on my phone all the time, but now, you know, if you ask her, she'll say like, she knows, like she knows, because she was like, yeah, like she was on her phone a lot, but it was the best thing that she could have done for her and her kid. You know, she had to do that to be able to move out. And then me moving out was the best thing I could have done for me and my mom's relationship. So posting, following up, I did a lot of my follow-ups at night after Zoe was asleep. You know, it was at 9 o'clock I was starting to work, y'all. And sometimes that's still my schedule because I'm just a night owl. I'm a busy bee. I'm always on the go during the day. So now during the day, I mean, now I guess my follow-ups I kind of do all like during the day. I guess in the morning time, my schedule kind of varies. It's wake up and I'm post, of course. And then while Zoe kind of plays and, you know, maybe watches some cartoons, that's whenever I kind of do my follow-ups, like between like maybe 10 and 12. And then if it's kind of like lunchtime or something, I'm definitely getting some posting in. I'll probably maybe get on a call with a potential. But guys, these are things that when I was working full time, I would do like on my lunch break. On my lunch, I remember working at Cajun, and on my lunch break, I wouldn't have time to eat because I would literally be on my phone messaging people. And it's like I would make myself like a bowl of gumbo or something, but I wouldn't even eat it because I was so busy and consumed on my phone. Gosh, I'm trying to think my schedule. Gosh, your schedule whenever you do this full time is like
insane.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, you say insane, but I'm like, it varies. You know,
it's sporadic because you have the freedom to do it whenever you want to. You don't have to do it in the 5 seconds that you have for a pee break because you're in between checking on 2 tables, you know, like
right.
You're sitting at your house, or you're hanging out with your girlfriends, or you're at a play date, or you're grocery shopping. You know, you just kind of incorporate it into your day.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, if you are working and if you are struggling with finding time to work this business and you are using work as an excuse, because that's what it is, it's an excuse, then message us because we can definitely give you pointers. We did a whole Zoom on it not that long ago about how to fit this into your daily schedule, because I'm telling y'all, I was like trying to work out 4 days a week, still having a social life, because I'm pretty sure my mom paid my friends to take me out because I was such a loser because I didn't want to do anything, and working more than full-time days and nights with a newborn. I mean, it was insane, and I still worked this business. It took me staying up late, and it took me maybe getting up early, but I worked this business. It took me checking my phone and being super consistent and setting alarms. And I remember I would schedule using Buffer, but now I wouldn't recommend using a third-party app. I would just recommend setting an alarm on your phone. And having something that I did do was I created a bunch of posts, and I had saved them in my notes, and I still do this. I have 100 posts ready to go in my phone that I can literally copy and paste from my notes section to my Facebook whenever I'm out and about running errands. But in the beginning, I was working, I was busy with my tables, I couldn't take a break, so I would just get a post up real quick from my notes section. And then following up, okay, as a mom, this is still my thing. My thing in the beginning and now is whenever you get in your car and you finally get your kid strapped in their seat, and you get in your front seat and you turn the car on and you got the music going, you put your seatbelt on, you're ready to go. That is my biggest like post and follow up and send a message time. It just is because she's strapped down. My kid is crazy, y'all. Like, if y'all don't know my kid, she is nuts. You can't leave her alone for like a minute without something getting demolished, destroyed, or something, okay?
We see
So
the pictures of the lipstick.
yeah, like, it's nuts, okay? But I still, you know, once you just get them in the car seat, just strap them down, you know, or bring them. And that's the thing is, guys, people love the authenticity of this. Like, people loved that I'm still working this business with my crazy kid, and I don't care. I will blast her all over the internet. If that's what I have to do to, you know, get stuff done, like, it's going to get done. And I think whenever you just kind of, I think a big part of my success is self-development. You know, I really started doing, you know, the periscopes and YouTube videos. I'm really big on law of attraction. I've been reading a lot about it. I'm super big on law of attraction. I totally believe in it. Having your goals set at the beginning of the month and having that vision, you know, and realistic goals, guys. Like, if you know, I feel like sometimes people are like, I want to sign 20 loyals, and, you know, and it's like they're not even posting consistently yet. It's kind of like, all right, like, don't set yourself up for failure here. You know what I mean? Like, I want y'all to really focus on the steps to success. Real steps to success, guys, because I'm telling you, if you do your steps to success and if you teach your team to do just the steps to success, it will be insane how fast you will see your team grow. I mean, it's 3 distributors and 4 loyal customers a month, guys. It's not this huge, insane goal. You know what I mean? It's a very realistic thing that you can do. It's 1 loyal a week. It's 1 loyal a week. And it's 1 distributor every, you know, week and a half or so. So really focus, you know what I mean, on that. And get that consistent. And if you're having problems getting with your consistency, or if you're having issues, then reach out to your sponsor or your upline or your sideline. Sorry, my dog is like all over me. But yeah, basically, guys, the biggest thing is just not making excuses and just understanding your why and not letting your, you know, excuses overcome your why. And I think that, you know, there was so many times that I could have quit if I didn't like my paycheck. And another thing that I did want to say on this Zoom, sorry, I know I'm getting a little off topic and kind of long, but I did want to say this was, don't get hung up on the people that don't work. That was something I remember as an emerald between Ruby and Diamond, y'all. I was so hung up on that. And now I look back and think, oh my God, if I would have just focused on like bringing in new distributors that entire time that I spent focusing on the ones that weren't working, I'd be triple diamond by now. Because I really did drag and invest so much time into people that didn't want this. And your best bet, guys, is just all you can do is inspire and lead. And those that want it will work it. And those that don't care, forget it. You know what I mean? Just move on and just, I think that was just like a big thing that I wanted to say, because in this business, guys, 5%, I think it's like 95% don't do anything, 5% do something. And so one of my favorite quotes, I don't know if it was I think it was conference, that somebody said was, you know, there's 4 aces in a deck and 52 cards, and you just keep flipping those cards until you find those aces. And that was a really big aha moment for me, because I think, oh my God, I'm signing so many distributors, but nobody's doing anything. And that's just because I hadn't found my ace yet, you know? And I firmly believe that, you know, you want to attract that rock star, you got to be that rock star. And just focus on the positive and just stay consistent and don't stop.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love how you said a lot of your business is self-development. I think that's huge. Network marketing is self-development that you get paid for, basically.
Yeah.
Because it is law of attraction. People want to buy into you. They don't necessarily, I mean, they want the products, but they want to be friends with you. They buy into your trust more than they do, like, does it actually really work, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's awesome. And I think that is I mean, that's how I did it. It was all on YouTube. I was constantly watching YouTube videos whenever I was sitting at my desk at work. I had my earbuds in. I worked with Virginia, so she can tell you, like, I didn't talk to anybody at work anymore because I was so focused. Like, I wanted this so bad for me and my family, and I wanted to quit my job, and I knew that that's what it was going to take. So, I think that's great. This business is definitely self-development with a paycheck.
Yeah, the big part.
Yeah. So I just want to open it up for like 5 minutes, maybe, if anybody has any questions for Sam, or, any questions just in general about the business or whatever. I know it's getting late though.
Time management tips, anything like that. What?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
No, I'm like, it's funny. Emily, you can raise your hand or unmute yourself if you want to.
Yeah, you can unmute yourself.
Can you do like a quick overview for the newbies on like reaching out to family and their first post?
Yeah, so I think that, well, I was a loyal first. I think my first post was my results, but I mean, honestly, I tell people all the time, it does not matter if you've ever used these products before. Your first post, I think, can be just about how excited you are. I think that reaching out, so for newbies, okay, you just signed up. I actually asked Ashley Sinclair, actually I made Glenna do it because I was too nervous to ask her this. But what do you do for new? Oh God. Yeah, what do you do for new distributors? And she says that basically this is what she does. They sign up and, they say, okay, I signed up. And she says, okay, awesome. Your website is ready now. You are literally in business now. So if you had really good news, if you, got a big promotion, if you, won the lottery, if you did great news today, who are the first 4 people you would call? And you're like, well, I mean, my mom, my sister, my aunt, my cousin, my best friend, and she's like, okay, awesome. Well, you just started your own business. That's super exciting. Congratulations. Go call them. Get on the phone. Don't wait. Go call them and just be so, so excited. And these are people that are really close to you, like your best friend. They know you. They maybe know why you're doing this. They know your situation. You can say, for me, it would have been like, oh my God, Megan, my cousin Megan, like, oh my God, so I just signed up to do this. I'm really excited. I'm super nervous. I've only tried the wraps, or even if, I haven't done anything before, I haven't tried any of the products before, but I'm so excited. I've seen amazing results. I would love your support. Will you sign up to be a loyal? My goal is 4. And, the first week, let's say, so, I tell my distributors, if you sign 4 loyals in 72 hours of signing up, I'll buy you a shirt. So let's just say, you have, and my first goal is to get 4 loyals as soon as possible. Like, can I have your support? And then, that's just take it from there. And some will say yes and some will say no, and that's fine. I think just not being afraid to reach out to those people, like your brother. That was something that I did when I was double promoting to Emerald, is I signed up my brother too. I mean, it was those people that you kind of don't think would ever be interested. You never know, guys. We have something for everyone, which is amazing. It's not just weight loss stuff. We have essential oils. We have the relief. We have regular. We have an energy drink. We have New You. We have so much. So there's something for everyone. I think that, getting those first 4 loyals is so, so, so crucial. Not waiting for your kits to start, because like I said, y'all, I know that I waited. I regret waiting to work this business so much. And I just saw all these people joining after me and getting and y'all, the Ruby bonus was $1,000 whenever I joined. So, and here's the thing is, from the moment I started working my business to the time that I went Ruby, had I done that in the beginning, I would have gotten that $1,000. So yeah, I think just, being super excited when you're new, getting through those videos that we send you right away, just watch them. because I know like on my team, I have a couple videos that are like how to post and things like that, not being nervous to post. And not letting, if I was very lucky, I was really nervous about like haters. That was something that made me nervous about to post because I didn't want people to like challenge me or say like, oh, it doesn't work and stuff. But honestly, guys, not caring about that stuff. Like, don't worry. These products work. If you've never tried them, I'm telling you, I've lost 85 pounds and I eat like crap and I'm still skinny. So the products work, okay? This opportunity works. I mean, I barely graduated high school and I, average over $6,000 a month, guys. Like, this opportunity is amazing. So just know that you have something good on your hands, just even if you don't know what it is yet, because in the beginning I had no clue what I was doing, what this was. I didn't even know what multi-level marketing was, that I had joined that. Like, I remember not even really understanding that what I did affected Brittany. I didn't think that my GV would affect her whatsoever. You know what I mean? So just get to work and just be excited, because people are going to feed off that genuine excitement more than anything. There's girls that go diamond in 30 days in this company. And I'm like, do you really think that they knew like all the ingredients in Profit before they went diamond? Like, no, they didn't know. They didn't know anything. They were just excited and they just started messaging everyone that they knew. Sorry.
Dog is like attacking you.
Yeah. They just started messaging people like crazy, so really start reaching out to your warm market, the people like your sister, your brother, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, your mom, your dad, all those people. Start adding your friends from your high school, start messaging your best friends, and just don't be scared to ask. The worst thing they can do is say no, guys. And usually a no means not right now. So once you have that in your head and you're okay with hearing the word no, you'll do great in this business.
Yeah, it's definitely a numbers game. And I love the what you said about the cards, about there's 52 or 54 cards in a deck, whatever. Yeah. And you just have to keep flipping them over until you find those aces, and that's awesome. And the question of does the products work or does the business actually work? Yeah, but you have to work it in order for that to happen. Yep. I think that's huge. A lot of people think that they can just kind of not do anything and that it's just supposed to naturally come to you. And it's like, no, you have to actually work.
Right. But what's amazing is just by doing your steps to success and teaching your team to do that and having just maybe 1 or 2 phases of super big momentum in this business, y'all, my paycheck, I can still do just my steps to success. 4 loyals, 3 distributors a month, and my check will be thousands and thousands of dollars. So this business works. You'll have to work it, but it's so worth it. So worth it.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, does anybody else have anything real fast? I know this is getting really long. Anybody? I love Emily's faces here. All right, guys. Well, thank you, Sam, so much. Oh, look at y'all picking them back and forth. Thanks a lot for sharing your story. I'll absolutely love hearing it all the time.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. And everybody else, y'all have a good night.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
If anybody wants to talk charts with me, I'll be up all night. I'm more than happy. I'm the night owl of the group.
Yes, she is a night owl. All right, bye, guys.